Hello, boring blog people. How are you this fantastic day? Me? I'm great. I'm just grand. After my little trip to Six Flags yesterday, it was so much fun. Got to ride all the awesome roller coasters, and I even met some frickin' famous people. Well, okay, never mind. I didn't meet them. I saw them and sort of laughed at their immaturity with my friends that I was there with. It was the guys from One Direction, that group from X Factor that won. I think they won. Did they win? I don't even know if they won or not, but I know that they're like a little boy band now. And it's funny because of the situation on how I saw them is funny. Hold on one second. I gotta scan myself out. There we go. But yeah, so the reason that I noticed who they was funny because like we were in front of a Ben and Jerry's little building thing at Six Flags, and me and my friends were, and we were just sitting there eating our ice cream that we had just gotten, and there were people, they were playing music, because they play music like everywhere in the park, and it's always like now that's what I call music CDs. It's all like generic like pop music or whatever. And pretty much everybody was dancing around there, so I wasn't paying any much attention until these guys like walked, this group of like white guys. I didn't really pay attention. They just walked by into the Ben and Jerry's, maybe, I don't know, 10 feet away from me. I don't know. They were pretty close. We were right outside, and my friend was like, "Oh man, look at that group of douchebags." And I just sort of turn around for a second. And I look at him, and I'm like, "Oh, it looks like a boy band or something." Just a glance. I just turned around and took a glance, and then I saw that. And then I turned back again, and I just kept on talking to my friends because I was facing the opposite way of the door. So I just turned around, glanced at like one of the guys, said, "Oh, they're probably, what do you think, they're in a boy band or something like that?" Turn around, back to the conversation, and then there's like this little group of teenage girls that starts freaking out. Like, that were sitting at the table next to me. I'm like, what are those girls freaking out for? And I was like, no, hold on a second. That guy looked somewhat familiar. So I turn around and I look. Sure enough, it was a boy band. And it was ridiculous because I didn't even, when I said it looked like a boy band, I was totally just out of nowhere saying, oh, it looks like a boy band or something, because it was all like guys around the same age dancing to music and stuff. And so the little girls, there were like 2 or 3 of them, went over and posed for a picture with them. And I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. They're taking a picture with the girl. But then, like, it was so awkward because they kind of proved their douchiness a little bit. And I don't know if it necessarily makes them douchey that they did this, but I don't know. It was kind of just inappropriate, I think. And they might have just been having fun or thinking it was funny. But these girls were like maybe 10, 12 years old or something like that. And they were like sitting there humping the air, like thrusting they were like standing there with their arms around them, thrusting in the picture, and that their parents are taking. At least I'm pretty sure. I wasn't paying attention to who was taking the picture. But I mean, most likely their parents are taking the picture of these guys thrusting next to their daughters. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? You can't just sit there and like, you can't stand and pose and smile for a picture like a normal person. You got to sit there and thrust. Like, I mean, I get it. I don't even know how old they are. If they're even 18 yet. But it's like, come on. It seems like almost a case of they're kind of just letting the fact that they're sort of famous. Like, I mean, I followed them. I'll admit, I followed them when they were on X Factor, and I enjoyed their songs. And they're one that they sung at Simon's house during the judges, when they went to the judges' houses. I have that favorited on YouTube because they sung it really well. I can never remember what it is. But I really enjoy their rendition of that. And they did, I mean, I thought they did pretty good. I enjoyed most of the songs they sung on there. But, I mean, they also have a couple songs of their own that they released on YouTube. And I've listened to them, but I don't know. I didn't really get into them. I didn't like them very much. I liked their performances on X Factor better. Mostly because they performed songs that I liked. I'm just not a big fan of their songs, I guess. But, yeah, so that was interesting. And it's like, nobody else in my group knew who they were. I had to, like, tell them everything about them and stuff like that. And it seems like most people that I think oh my god, that person's famous, that's awesome, I'm meeting them, like YouTubers and stuff like that I've met. Nobody else that I'm ever with knows who those people are, so I'm just sitting there by myself like, oh my god, that person's famous. But I mean, I've also met or seen other famous people, like at Comic-Con I saw Brian Posehn. Who else was there? Hurley from Lost was there. Who else? There was somebody else, some other people. But yeah, I mean, there were a bunch of famous people there that I kind of met, talked to a little bit, or saw at least. And so, I mean, it's kind of cool seeing famous people that other people know. Where it's like, oh, look at that person. Like, oh my god, I love them. And it's not just me like, oh, One Direction. They're famous. Sort of. They're more famous, I guess, overseas. I don't know. But it was interesting to see them, and I might lose some man points for saying that I kind of like them. But I don't know. Anytime I see somebody famous, it's just like, I think it's a cool thing. Like, you don't see famous people that are like known by a ton of people. You don't see that every day. And it was cool to just see them. They were just pretty much just walking around Six Flags. They didn't have security or anything. I think there was like one adult that I noticed that was with them. So it's like maybe their manager, whoever that guy was. He looked kind of creepy, but whoever he was an adult. But I don't know. But yeah, so I mean, that was kind of cool to see him walking around, doing their thing, not followed by cameras. Or I wonder how many little girls ran up and asked to take a picture with him, though. Probably a good amount, because in the 10 minutes I saw him, they got approached by a big group of girls. I guess it wasn't that many. But yeah, it was really funny to see that, and I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, it was fun. Got to go on all the cool rides, and yeah, and then went to this Chinese place afterwards to eat with my buddies. And yeah, overall it was a great day. And today it's just pretty great day so far. Haven't done much of anything other than just work. But hey, that's what life's about, right? You wake up, you go to work, you eat a couple things in between there, and you just try to enjoy everything. You know what? Yeah, right now, life's good. Sure, why not? Yeah. So I guess I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna eat me some Costco food because a chicken bake sounds really good. So I think I'm gonna get that. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. So long. Bye-bye. Yeah.